Now we have the next hands-on exercise, and this hands-on exercise is an expression of my love for you, because I built an entire hands-on quiz, lots of questions to reinforce the concepts you're learning. But this quiz is great, so go take this quiz. It's right here, hands-on exercise number 6, and if you complete these, if you've paused the video and done all of these on your own, and you complete this quiz too on your own, and then you watch the solutions, do you know what that means? It means you have achieved Jedi level number 1. You're on your way to becoming like a Jedi master of a very high level. So that's good. And this is called badges, by the way. I've actually didn't even realize I was building this into the course. But you get to go up in your badge level. All right, so let's take this quiz together. And I'm going to leave the editing side of the quiz open in case we realize any mistakes as we go through it. And I think that maybe Barnabas, you and I can answer them together. And Barnabas hasn't seen this quiz yet. So I'm going to just ask Barnabas, the smallest standalone element of a program that expresses some action to be carried out, what is that? A statement or expression? Man, Barnabas is on the spot. And the English isn't his primary. It's a statement. Hungarian is his primary language. I think we've said that. He's going to record this course in Hungarian. The smallest standalone element of a program that expresses some action to be carried out is a statement. A combination of one or more explicit values, constants, variables, operators, and functions that the programming language interprets and computes to produce another value, that is an expression. So that'd be like 2 plus 2, which would be a combination of explicit values and operators, right? 2 plus 2. You'd have 2, which is an explicit value, plus, which is an operator, 2, which is an explicit value, and that produces another value. And often statements are made up of expressions, but a statement will have its own line. It tells the computer to do something. Which are parentheses or parens? So parentheses would be these right here. See, even I have to pause. What are curly braces or curlies or braces? Those are those. Which are brackets? Those are the square ones. We didn't talk about that, but process of elimination, hopefully you got it. The scope of a variable is where you can access the variable, e.g. write to it or read the value from it. True. And in case you didn't notice this when you went through the quiz yourself, pretty much all true-false questions are always true in my quizzes. So that's a little like insider trick when you take my future quizzes. A primitive data type is one that is built into the language and or just a basic data type which is built into the language. Yeah, so some people also will say composites are primitives and some people no, but it's one that's just built into the language. It's known as a primitive. In Go, an int is a primitive data type. True. In Go, a string is a primitive data type. True. A composite data type allows you to compose together values of other data types. That's true. When a variable is declared in Go using the var keyword and no value is assigned to that variable, then the compiler assigns a default value to the variable. This is known as the zero value. That's true again. It's true again. Keywords are words that are reserved for use by the Go programming language. They have to be used in a certain way for a certain purpose. True. Keywords are sometimes called reserved words. True. You can't use a keyword for anything other than its purpose. True. In 2 plus 2, the plus is the operator. True. 2 plus 2, the 2's are the operands. That's also true. For finding documentation, what is the difference between the documentation found at golang.org and godoc.org? Golang.org has only the standard library. Godoc.org has the standard library and third-party packages. Package is a key word. Golang spec, Go programming language, keywords, package. But then again, I probably could have just said true. var is a keyword. True. The entry point for all programs is in func main, which needs to be inside package main. True. The short declaration operator can be used anywhere in a program, including at both the package level and at the block level. You ready? False. Curveball. What are the 3 words I got to pause and make sure. Short declaration can be used anywhere in the program. That's totally false. You can only use short declaration operator in a code block in between curly braces in a func. What are the 3 words used to describe good package names in the effective Go document? Short, concise, evocative. That's how you name things well in Go. What is the name of the website where you can write most Go code online and have it run online? Golang Playground. A great place to ask questions is a Golang bridge forum. True. When you see something like fumped printline, this is calling the printline function from the fumped package. True. An identifier is the name assigned to a variable or a function or a constant. An identifier is the name assigned to a variable or a function. True. Now I'm having one of those moments where I'm like, did I press record?
I think so.
Do you want to bet on it? How much do you want to bet?
1 beer.
1 beer, all right. I like your wager. Oh, thank goodness, we're recording.
I get 1 beer.
Oh, okay, I owe you a beer. I'd buy you a beer anyhow. To call a func variable or constant from a package, use the package.identifier syntax, for example, like this, fumped.println. This is the package, that's the dot, here's the identifier. True. What is idiomatic Go code? Go code that is written the way the Go community says you should write Go code. So it's like, yeah, it's the code that we try.
Go FMT, and
yeah.
Your code will be idiomatic.
Yeah, yeah, and but there's also some other idiomatic things like the comma-OK idiom is one of them, and things you'll learn about. And we haven't talked about the Go fumped tool yet, because that's going to come up when we set up our environment. Which character allows you to throw away returns or sends returns into the void? Said another way, which character allows you to tell the compiler that you are not going to use a value returned by a function? The blank identifier. In Go, you cannot have, I like this possible answer though. This is a trick question. As a possible answer. In Go, you cannot have a variable which you do not use. True, you got to use everything, otherwise it's code pollution. When you see that a func, how long is this quiz? Okay, we're almost to the end. When you see that a func has a parameter of this type, ... interface, this is called a variadic parameter, and it means that the func can take as many values of that type as you want to pass in. True, and the type here is that, and every value is that type. Every type implements the empty interface. Every value in Go is also of type empty interface, that was the next question, which is expressed like this, empty interface, and we'll learn about that. A statement is an instruction that commands the computer to perform a specified action. Usually statements take up a line in a program, true. An expression is a combination of one or more explicit values, constants, variables, operators, and functions that the programming language interprets and computes to produce another value. For example, 2 plus 3, true. So we kind of had that one already. If I wanted to print to a string and then assign that value to a variable, I could use the func sprintf from the fumped package. Yeah, string print, and we'd be using formatting printing. So I'd use format printing verbs and pass in the values, the variables which store values to the format printing verbs. True.
We just did it in the exercise.
We just did it. In Go, you can create your own type. True, mind-blowing. We don't say casting in Go, we say conversion. True. There is a language which we use to talk about the language. True, right? That's like we don't say casting, we say conversion. So make sure you're precise with the words you use to talk about the language, because that's important. When you otherwise it creates confusion, and we will see that a little bit when we talk about pass by value. Everything is passed by value. That's it. That's the phrase you use. That's it. And there's all kinds of confusion because people are like pass by copy, pass by reference. They have all these other ideas. Leave those ideas at the door. You're entering the Zen monastery, Zen mind, beginner's mind. Approach this with a fresh mind. Pass by value. That's the only phrase we use. When you create your own type in Go, that type will have an underlying type. True. Whew. Let's see how I did. It's always fun when I take my own quizzes and I blow it. Great job, you're doing fantastic. Drop by drop, the bucket gets filled. Keep up the good work. Persistently, patiently, you're bound to succeed. View your score. So I just click view your score. Where did that take me? There it is. And 36 out of 38.
Yeah, because
What did I miss?
created
Oh.
Steam.
Oh, those need grading. Two of the answers.
Yeah.
For finding documentation, what is the difference between this and that? How do I get those to come up, I wonder, where it's not? Has to be a certain thing. Has to be graded. We'll figure that out. But otherwise, if you get 36 out of 38, you got it right.
Unstar it.
Ooh, I can unstar it
Yeah.
or something. We'll see if we can find a solution to that. You have anything to add?
No.
I do. I don't know if you know this. This is a great story, but Barnabas took my online Introduction to Go programming class, the exact same class you're taking right now, but the previous version. This is version 2 of this class. The previous version I created in the fall of 2015, but I felt like it needed to be updated and I could do a better job. But Barnabas took that previous version, and then we became friends just online, you know, emailing, chatting back and forth or whatever. I don't remember how it all started, but then he started coding Greater Commons with us, building Greater Commons. And then this summer we flew him out from Hungary to spend the summer with us and code here with us. And so that's, I think, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Like you started right where they're at, which is just watching me talk about Go programming. You're watching it on the other side of the world from me. And then we became friends, and now you're hanging out in my living room in my kitchen with me,
Yeah.
creating version 2 of this course.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
Dude, the world's cool. That's totally cool. So that's how Barnabas got here.
You can do it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have so many friends. It's gonna be great.